If you own a home or have looked into buying a home, you know that the world of real estate isn't exactly simple. The amount of information out there can be overwhelming. Fortunately, Real Estate Now with Dave and Cyndi is here to help. They break down complicated topics ranging from home renovation to mortgages in straightforward and easy to understand terms. And now, here are Dave and Cyndi, the voices of Real Estate Now.
Welcome to Real Estate Now with Dave and Cyndi. We are so excited to be here with you this Memorial weekend. The weather is definitely looking up and perfect time to buy or sell a house. What do you think, Dave?
Well, I think it doesn't feel like Memorial Day weekend unless we have 20 below zero and about 4 inches of rain coming.
Isn't it great this year? It's actually going to be sunny.
Well, I think we might get a thunderstorm, but at least be a warm one, right?
Well, maybe we'll get our backyard cleaned up. It's about time to get the kids out there. I have an excuse, though. I don't have to do any yard work. I'm going to be hobbling around on my crutches for a few more days.
You know, we told the joke about the gal that showed up with the wooden leg, and we called her Peg.
No, wait a minute. That wasn't me. That was you.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, so Cyndi decided she doesn't want to do a darn lick of work this weekend, and so she took elective surgery and I think had a dimple in her knee worked on or something like that.
Yeah, elective. Yes. Well, okay, moving on. So Idaho is such a great place to live, and I think this week it's become apparent to the whole wide world what a great place Idaho is. We finally got put on the map, and people from all over the world know who we are because of our gubernatorial debate. And if you didn't get a chance to see it, oh my heck. I think I have never seen anything as funny as that in my entire life.
There was a lot of Facebook fodder that was released that night.
Oh my goodness. You couldn't have written a better script for Saturday Night Live. As a matter of fact, I thought that was when I was watching it, that's what it was the first time I saw it. So it's if you're visiting us this weekend for Memorial Day, heading up to Yellowstone, not all of us are backwoods hicks, and we're intelligent people that live here, and we have some great opportunities for homes to buy here in this area too. So take a look at the state while you're here. Yellowstone's a great place to visit, but we have some other fun vacation spots too. Henry's Lake, Island Park, all of those areas are.
There's a lot of people that move here just because of the recreation activities.
World-class fishing and hunting.
Yeah, the fly fishing's incredible. And you're located, basically halfway between Sun Valley and Jackson Hole. You've got Yellowstone National Park just 90 miles away from us. And so it's just an awesome place to do. And then it has good workforce.
Exactly. And if we are going to have some time this weekend, if you're here visiting and you'd like to get out and take a look at some homes, give us a call at 403-DAVE. That's 403-3283. We'd love to answer your questions about any homes that you might see. And also driving up through Island Park. We handle listings all the way up into Island Park. So give us a call. We'd love to give you some information if you're looking for some. And with summer coming on, like we were talking about listing homes, this is a perfect time to list a home. Between Memorial Day and Labor Day, we see a huge increase in activity, and we'd love to visit with you about that. We have a 90-day listing that we do. I know a lot of times we hear from our clients that they're frustrated. In the past, they've had to sign listings with their agents that have been 6 months at the very minimum or a year. And it's kind of scary getting into a contract with someone if you're not sure that you have that trust developed in that relationship with your agent. And what we do in our business is 90 days listing. And that's really perfect amount of time before Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Yeah, if you want to get your house sold this summer, let's get it up here soon, and then we can get it sold. If we're not getting really good activity in that first 90 days, if we don't have it under contract, then there's definitely some issues that need to be addressed. And, we've got to be able to do our job. And if we're not getting it done in 90 days, may not be the right listing. If you want to reevaluate your reasons for having that listed, and make sure you're priced correctly and whether we've got the marketing done correctly.
Correct. It's curb appeal and price. Those things, the condition and price of the home are the things that are going to sell the home. And you should be having showings. And if you've got your house listed currently and there's nobody coming to look, then there is a problem with your listing, because people are out looking at homes. They're ready to buy. We've seen it. We've seen a huge increase in this area. And So you want to be that home that sells, not the home that sells everybody else's homes. So you want to be on the top of the list of the ones to see. I'm excited about our guest today. We've got Denise O'Brien. She's going to be with us here in the next segment. We're going to be talking to her. She's with AmeriTitle, and she's going to be talking to us about what role the title company plays in a transaction.
Yeah, I think a lot of people go in there, they understand what the lender does, but they have no clue what this whole title thing is all about. It's to them, it's a building they show up to and maybe do a signing and get everything, the records transferred over. But really, what the role of title is it's just kind of out there. It's one of the mysteries of the world.
She's gonna solve the mystery for us here in this next segment. So, if you'd like to get in touch with us, please feel free to give us a call at 403-DAVE or visit us at our website, East Idaho Homes. It's a great search engine on there for you. If you're looking at homes in East Idaho, you can search the entire MLS from our website. That's eastidahohomes.com. And like us on Facebook at Real Estate Now. We've got some great information and links to our blog on there, that just great information about buying and selling homes if you need to be educated about that. We're always happy to answer your questions too. If you're thinking about buying or selling and maybe think that it's something that you can't do right now, you might be surprised, and we can give you some recommendations for lenders and help you to find that perfect home.
Well, a lot of people feel like, gosh, it's almost June. Is it too late to go out and get a house and get it turned around and close on it? And,
well, right.
And they should be able to do that literally once you find the house. You've got a very, very good opportunity to be able to get it closed in as little as maybe 30 days.
So Memorial Day weekend is here upon us, and we just had the opportunity recently to have our Red Day, which is our Keller Williams Service Day, where we were able to go and help some of our veterans here in town that needed some help with their homes, and that was just a great opportunity. So if you have a chance to run into a veteran this weekend, be sure and thank them for their service to our country and all that they've done. It's kind of a sad thing. The World War II veterans seem to be almost all gone. And I'm sad for my kids. I wish they would have the opportunity to get to know some of these great men that served our country.
The work women that we did was just really just a drop in the bucket. There's so much that can be done. Like you said, the World War II vets, they're almost all gone. But there's a lot of other people that have served their countries. And it's a really nice time of year to sit back and remember them and appreciate the sacrifices they've made. And to maybe go out and do something, pass it on, and make a difference out there in the community.
Up at Freeman Park, they have that flag display, I think, is going to be going on this weekend, too. So if you're visiting from out of town, Freeman Park is a great place to go and see this huge flag display they have on the hill by the Vietnam Memorial up there.
It's a great setting. You can sit there and see all the flags. You got the river in the background. It's a really nice setup.
Yeah, it is. It's a great thing. We'll be going out to the cemetery to put some flowers out on the graves, too, and it's always nice to see all the flags and the flowers out on the cemetery this weekend. So we're going to try and make it up to Henry's Lake for opening day and catch a couple of fish while we're there, but we'll see.
I think there might be enough boats out there that you can just walk from one side of the lake to the other and just without ever getting wet.
I saw a picture. I think there was one in the paper that had last year opening day at Henry's Lake. See, the key is, I learned the trick, the secret is you got to get there early before all the Utah people come up and get on the lake. So if you get up there around 5, you can get on the lake early, get going, get out there fishing, and then everybody else can wait in line at the boat dock for an hour to get their boat in the water. So our kids are coming up, and our daughter-in-law has never been fishing. So I think we need to get her out and catch her a good old Idaho trout. Or something. Is that what we have here?
Yeah, I think that's would be an Idaho trout as opposed to a.
I don't know what fish are. I don't touch them. I will fish. I will put the pole in the water and I will reel in the fish, but that is all. No bait on hook and no touching the fish. I took my mom fishing one time when we were living in Central Oregon, and it was pouring down rain, and we actually caught a fish in the Deschutes, my mom and I. Didn't think we actually would. We didn't know what to do with it when we got it in, and we were looking for baggies. We had little plastic bags. We had sandwiches packed in. So I had baggies over my hands so I could touch this fish because I didn't know what to do with it, and took it back to the cabin with our fish. I was so proud of my 6-inch, I think it was a trout. It was just my prize.
Yeah, something that came out of the water. Could have been a
smothered
serpent
it in a
of
plastic
some sort.
bag,
Yeah.
I think.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. What do you do with it when you catch a fish? What are you supposed to do?
Typically, you clean it and then you eat it.
Yeah, but do you kill it first or what?
Yes, that would be a good way before you cook it.
How do you kill it?
Kill it. Smack it on the head.
Seriously?
Yeah, just give it a whop.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, we're going to move on to bigger and better things with Denise O'Brien from AmeriTitle here in just a minute when we come back from the break. We're excited to have her here with us.
When it comes to home loans, ever get the feeling that some banks don't care about your dream home? At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home loan experts are here to help you every step of the way. Along with listening to what you have to say, you'll enjoy a fast approval and closing with no fee and low cost options. And for a limited time, we're offering a free home warranty. So let's talk about home loans. Visit us at icccu.com. Equal housing lender. All loans OAC. Home loan warranty through Home Warranty of America. Expires September 30th, 2014.
Imagine how great it would feel to live without pain. Power strips from FG Express give you the power to move. Listed with the FDA as a Class 1 medical device, Power strips are the all-natural alternative for the temporary relief of minor pain. Where does it hurt? Apply Power strips directly to your skin for temporary pain relief. The outer layer consists of an elemental germanium that works like a prism to redirect your body's natural heat. The inner layer contains a gentle, exclusive blend of fermented Korean red ginseng, silver, and marine phytoplankton. For best results, apply a new Power strip every day or two. Worn daily, Power strips can also help to improve the look and feel of skin. Call 403-3980 to find out more about Power strips. Take your life back and start enjoying your favorite activities again. Call 403-3980. Live free with Power strips. That's 403-3980.
We've all met real estate agents like Trevor.
Hi, I'm Trevor. I'm going to try my best to sell your house for you, but it takes time, you know.
That's why they're all choosing us, Dave and Cyndi with Keller Williams Realty East Idaho, the largest real estate office in the entire region.
We have a strategic marketing presence that actually attracts thousands of home buyers. Plus, our home selling techniques get homes sold fast and for top dollar, too. It's all bad news for Trevor.
My phone never rings. Maybe it's broken.
Call us directly at 403-DAVE. That's 403-3283.
Or visit us at our website at eastidahohomes.com.
On News Talk 97.7 FM, it's Dave and Cyndi, the voices of Real Estate Now.
Welcome back to Real Estate Now with Dave and Cyndi. Well, we're enjoying a Memorial Day weekend, and we have a special guest today, Denise O'Brien from AmeriTitle. Denise, what in the heck does a title company do?
Is it? Oh, no, I hear this. I bet you guys get this a lot, though. Is it a place I can come and get a title to my car?
Although we do get a lot of phone calls for people looking for title loans, we do not do that kind of a service. We actually search property titles, making sure that a property has a marketable title and is free of any liens that would transfer onto the new homeowner.
So when you say a marketable title, that you're just saying that it's one that can be sold.
Right. That's
Okay,
right.
without any
Because people put
encumbrances.
liens on it. I think sometimes people get liens put on their home. Like if I hired a contractor, for example, to do some work on my house and I didn't pay him, the contractor could put a lien on my house so that when the house was to sell, then he would get paid.
That's right.
Is that right?
That's right.
So in a clean title, you're talking about something with no liens or encumbrances.
Right.
on it.
And, sometimes, a lien is a pretty broad term. So you've got the lien as in that workman's lien. You've got a lien as in you have a mortgage on your property. A lien as in a non-paid tax, property tax or state tax.
Because we love those
Homeowners
taxes.
Association dues, those aren't being paid.
Okay. So lots of different people could put liens on your property if
Right.
you owed money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think a property is like a big piece of Velcro that all these things get stuck onto that someday will need to be paid before you can sell that house. And so if somebody's coming in to buy a home, they want to make sure there's no Velcro stuck on that house
Right.
that they're going to have to
Right.
take care of themselves.
Right. And actually, before we can record title on a property, and by that I mean if you sell your home, if you refinance your home, before we can actually do the recording that makes public the transaction you just conducted, we have to make sure that there aren't going to be any liens that attach to the property for the new owner, for the new lender. So it's our job to do that research and try and straighten up what's out there if anything is found.
Okay. So in you're what's called an escrow
I'm an escrow officer.
Okay. So as an escrow officer, are you personally handling all of this, where you do all of the research, or do you have other people there that do that for you?
We actually have a title department where we have some title specialists who will go through and do what we call search a chain of title. And that just goes back to the very beginning of the ownership of that land, making sure that there have been no liens missed or anything along those lines. Property lines are still good. And when you've got a subdivision, the property lines are going to be good unless there's been some hanky-panky, with somebody buying half a lot or fencing half a lot, etc.
So you guys go through, because you've got the maps, like the big plat maps that
we
can
do
go in and look at. And so where do you guys store those? Do you have them in your office?
A lot of maps are actually stored in a software program. There are some maps that we keep hard copies of, and we will actually make note on that paper mat if there's been some changing of ownership or maybe parceling out. And that's usually on our larger, more country properties, not so much the subdivisions, but the properties that are acreage, et cetera.
Well, I know one of the services that you guys provide for us from AmeriTitle, we'll call up and order a property profile. If we have a new listing, or if we're working with a buyer that's making an offer on a house, we'll call up and order a property profile, which shows us a lot of information about the property. It's kind of amazing what information you can get about the land out there from you guys.
Right, and what a property profile consists of is owner of record, the last recorded deed showing that, and then the last recorded lien or liens as far as mortgage or a home equity out there. And then we are able to show what the property taxes are for the current taxing year. And if there's a homeowner's exemption on there, for that reduced property tax. Maps, so you can kind of see aerial views of where everything sits.
Boundaries, and so it's got all the meets and bounds and all of those.
Legal description.
Legal description, that's right.
So you were saying that you guys go back not just one owner, but you guys can go all the way back as far as that property's ever been sold. So are we talking, we're talking pioneers coming out here and being the first landowners?
You actually can. A lot of times we don't have to do that because there have been title insurance policies issued, several times on the land. So we know there's been a search that has been completed. So we just always see what the most recent activity is since the last good search of the property.
Okay.
Now, what happens with this, if this is a property, it's been a farm or something like that on a big, huge, and then it's been parceled off? Do you just have to go back to the time that it's been parceled, the last time, and then start your search at that point, or how do you do that?
That's true. We have to make sure that everything is legally parceled out. We don't check if it was okay with planning and zoning, but typically when you've got a new subdivision out there, planning and zoning has had to approve that subdivision. So we just make sure that, again, there are no liens that have been placed on the property. When it was subdivided, make sure there weren't any contractors that weren't paid for that purpose of subdividing. Gotcha.
So and you guys cover multiple counties, is that right? It's not just here in Bonneville or...
That's right. Our title plant is based out of Bonneville County in the Idaho Falls office, but we also service Jefferson, Madison, and Clark County, and have access for some other counties where we just do a share. So we can handle transactions in Shelley, even though they are, Shelley's in Bingham County.
You can still do that?
We can still do that.
Okay. Well, and so if someone wanted to find out more information about AmeriTitle, what would be a good way for them to do that, Denise? Probably your website?
Probably our Facebook page would be a great place to learn more about what AmeriTitle does and the community and how we help the people out and about. We like to do community services.
Right. I know you guys get involved in a lot of things that go on in the community, and we use you a lot for our closings as
And
real
we
estate
appreciate that.
agents. We really do like working with you guys. Always very efficient and professionally handled, and you're right across the street from us too, which makes it very convenient.
Absolutely.
So, and it's on Elk. What is the name of that street?
We
over
are
there?
at 1650 Elk Creek Drive.
Okay. Which is right behind.
Was it KJ's?
I think it's KJ's now.
Yeah,
People
I
know it
think
as Bucks. Just like
KJ's,
everything else in
you know.
Idaho, it's got two names. There's the one on the sign, and then there's the one that everybody calls it.
Yeah,
Right.
That's it.
Right.
It's like Hit Road is really 25th
25th
East or
East.
something like that. I don't know. Anyway, well, Denise O'Brien, she's here with us from AmeriTitle, and she's our guest today. We're talking about what the role of a title company is in a real estate transaction. So one of the other things that you do, though, is you have escrow accounts that you hold. And so do you want to talk about that for just a minute? Maybe explain what is an escrow account? What does that mean?
Sure. Well, escrow account actually has a couple of different definitions. There is an escrow account that your lender, if you have a lender, will set up so that your tax payments and insurance payments, etc., get paid in a timely manner. There is an escrow account for long-term financing, like if you have a seller that's going to essentially carry the loan, you might not qualify at that point in time, then the seller will take your payments. We also have escrow in as far as the escrowing of a transaction. So it's an escrow account is a safe place to have funds going in and out, and that would be the lender sending us money when your documents have all been signed and they're ready to have us record your funds. If you need any money to for your closing, we hold that all in a trust account, which is that escrow account. And then when everything is recorded and it's time to start dispersing that money, it comes out of that escrow account. So it's basically just a safe place for the funds.
Okay, like a third and a disinterested party. You can.
Well,
hold
we're not
that
disinterested,
money.
but we are neutral.
You're neutral. That's what I meant. You're Switzerland.
Hey, whenever there's money involved, I'm always interested. You know?
Or Jamaica or whatever. I don't know, wherever we can store some money someplace. So, well, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit more about what the title company does.
Imagine a life without pain. Power strips from FG Express give you the power to move. Listed with the FDA as a Class 1 medical device, power strips are the all-natural alternative for the temporary relief of minor pain. Using a patented fusion of modern energy and ancient herbs, power strips work like a prism to redirect your body's natural heat to relieve minor pain and improve the look and feel of skin. Call 403-3980 to start living pain-free with power strips. That's 403-3980.
When it comes to home loans, ever get the feeling that some banks don't care about your dream home? At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home loan experts are here to help you every step of the way. Along with listening to what you have to say, you'll enjoy a fast approval and closing with no fee and low cost options. And for a limited time, we're offering a free home warranty. So let's talk about home loans. Visit us at iccu.com. Equal housing lender. All loans OAC. Home loan warranty through Home Warranty of America. Expires September 30th, 2014.
If you're considering selling your home, listen up. Dave and Cyndi Schwicht with Keller Williams Realty East Idaho work with the largest real estate company in East Idaho. They have a strategic marketing presence that actually attracts thousands of home buyers, plus their home selling techniques get homes sold faster and for top dollar. Dave and Cyndi will guarantee to sell your home, or get this, you can cancel the listing at any time and pay nothing. Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Check out eastidahohomes.com or call them direct at 403-DAVE. That's 403-3283.
Mom, Dad, I'm in 8th grade now. That means those years of peer pressure are way behind me. From here on out, it's all about good grades and living up to your totally realistic expectations. Alcohol is probably the last thing on my mind. Like you said, I'm too young to drink. When I'm with my friends, all we talk about are current events and boy bands. We're definitely not curious about what alcohol tastes like, or why the older kids drink. And do I notice when you have a drink at dinner? Of course not. Just like I haven't noticed where you keep the alcohol. Oh, and if the opportunity arises to talk to me about drinking, You should definitely continue to avoid it. And if you do bring it up, just remind me that I'm too young. That'll probably do the trick.
Real kids are curious about alcohol. 40% tried by the 8th grade. Start a real conversation at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. Talk early, talk often, get others involved. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It's Real Estate Now with Dave and Cindy on News Talk 97.7 FM.
Welcome back to Real Estate Now with Dave and Cindy. We've got Denise O'Brien here from AmeriTitle. She's been educating us on what the title company does for us. And what we kind of want to talk about, I guess, is the process. So
we call up Denise and we say, hey, we've got either a buyer or seller. It's under contract. And we call you up and say, take it, Denise. And what happens?
That's right. So once you have your accepted contract and you send it over to me, we will actually open up 2 different files. And one is for the title file and the other for escrow. And like we talked about earlier about the escrow accounts, we just shorten the name to escrow because we are that neutral third party that's getting everything put together so that we can close out that escrow account, the escrow trust account.
And so you're actually handling this money that's going back and forth between both the buying party and the selling party. And you kind of guys are in the middle there, making sure it all gets done correctly.
That's right. That's right. So it is upon instruction, and everybody agrees on the instruction on how they want us to handle their funds if there's money going out. But again, we're the neutral third party, and we take orders and we follow the commands.
Who gives you the orders and the commands?
Well, it's the purchase contract, actually, that is the lead commander, and the lender comes in there as well, and we have to follow their rules, and we have to follow the contract guidelines.
So you've got, if I understand right, you've got a buyer on one side represented by an agent typically. We've got a seller represented by another agent. We also have a lending company that the buyer has an agreement with there to get their loan proceeds.
Right.
And then you guys have to go and search, make sure that you have a viable property, a marketable I think is what
title.
you said.
Right.
And then make sure everything goes in a smooth, orderly, but correct according to the contract transaction.
Right, right. So when our title department does their background search, they will let the escrow department know what needs to be followed up on. And typically those are making sure their property taxes are clear. If there is a mortgage that's on the property, we have to get payoffs, make sure that we have enough to pay off that loan. The lender, on that payoff will not release their lien unless they have all the money that they want.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I know this has come up with us before with some of our clients where there's actually been some things that have come up on homes. If they may have something on their home as a lien, and so at that point, you contact the person and say you've got a lien for medical or something that might be on there that they can then clear up and proceed.
Part of the search is to actually do a search of the name through the public records, and if anything comes up with a name similar to our customer's name, then it generates the hey, look at this, figure this out, see if this one belongs to your customer or if it belongs to somebody else. So oftentimes when that shows up, we will just get the social security number on whichever party it's showing up on, and then we just check and see if it does in fact belong to our customers. If it does, then we have to get a payoff from the lien holder, and that will have to be taken care of during the closing process. So if you're selling your home and you have a child support lien, then that child support lien will have to be paid current.
Okay. Before the transaction can be completed.
I heard of somebody saying that they even had like a veterinary bill that somebody's cat had been run over, meow, and and that they'd actually they'd put a lien on that, the veterinary, because they'd never got it paid off. and that had to be cleared before. I mean, and it was like a $300 or $400 bill, but they had to have that cleared before they could get that marketable title.
That's true.
So is there anything else that you can think of that we might, want to remember in the process in this closing process?
Sure. There are documents that will need to be signed, of course, when it's a sale. There will be what's called a warranty deed, which is signed by the seller of the property and records the transfer to the new owner. We will, if the buyer has a lender, they will send us their instructions as far as how they want that settlement statement to appear, make sure we collect all the appropriate money and we're paying the bills through closing that need to be paid, like your appraiser and your homeowner's insurance. And then once we have all of the funds that we need in our escrow account, then we are given permission from the lender to get the transaction recorded. And, it used to be we used to walk the recording documents to the county or drive it, as the case may be, and then walk into the courthouse. But now we do things electronically, so we are actually able to scan the document in straight to the county, and then they do their thing and give us a recording number.
So it's pretty quick after they sign. I know a lot of times it's recorded within an hour after we've signed at a closing.
It all depends on how quickly we're able to get everybody's money. A lot of times with some purchases, the buyer's lender wants to see all of the documents and review all of them first before they will even send the wire with their funds. And so it's kind of a waiting game. If we have all of the funds beforehand, especially, if it's a cash transaction, then we're good to go as soon as our title department does what they call a date down. And that's just to double check all of the recording information and all of the possible judgments, liens, bankruptcies, etc., that could have been filed since they did the title search and prepared the commitment for title insurance.
Okay.
So what's the deal on taxes? I know that those are also collected or paid at that time of closing. Is that correct?
Sometimes they're paid. Sometimes there's
I'm
just
talking
a credit.
property taxes.
Property
right?
taxes,
Yeah,
right. And sometimes they are just credited to the buyer. It depends on what time of year it is. Usually when you're within 60 days of the taxes being due, the lender for the buyer will require that we make sure those taxes for that, say at this point in time, the June 20th payment, we've got to make sure that those taxes are paid at closing. And then there's just a credit for 2014's tax between buyer and seller. And that's kind of confusing because the tax bill that is due June 20th is actually the second half of the year of 2013. So 2014 is typically always prorated.
So like on our income taxes, we're always just paying those up front and ahead of time, and they're collecting interest on us. This is actually our chance to get it back because the county only...
How much interest are you making on your account?
Yeah, tons, yeah. But
No
yeah,
IRS
like this,
listening to
they
this.
collect these in arrears.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
the tax bill usually comes out about November-ish, and the first half is due December 20th. So we're almost a year in arrears before you even get your bill.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything else that you have that you'd like to bring up that maybe there's some things that we aren't aware of that the
Yeah,
title
because
company does?
I always feel like when we send over, we contact the lender and we send all the docs over to get you guys in the loop there. But then it's like you guys have a magic wand, and then 3 weeks later we just show up at your office, eat some candy, and sign papers. So I always figured there must be like a special fairy dust over there.
There is special fairy dust in our office. That's right. Some of the things that we can see as more of a challenge is when we discover that the person that is on title as owner of that property when the property sells might have passed away, or the spouse has passed away. You do need to get a recorded document signed by a judge that states who is going to be able to sign for that deceased person. So I don't know, all the legalities and such, if you actually have to do a full probate, but there needs to be somebody appointed by the courts to be able to sign on behalf of the deceased person. Divorces, sometimes we'll find out that, John and Mary have been divorced for 10 years, but Mary never had to sign a quitclaim deed, and so she is still legally able to call that home her own. Idaho is a community property state, and so spouses do need to sign out of a property. If you get married and you're selling your home and you bought the home as a single person, your wife does need to sign off of that property because of those same rules, community property state. She might have rights to that property because she lived there. It was her primary domicile.
Interesting. So you would recommend then that people consult an attorney, though, if they're in one of these situations where, we've had clients before that have had, one of the members has died and we're selling the house. It's a kind of a situation where you've got an estate, and so they need to have an attorney involved to help them to get those documents in order so they can sign.
Typically, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it can be a process that will make people start running really quickly to get things accomplished. But it's usually taken care of by the time we get to closing. It's just a little bit of stress on people who weren't aware that Grandma doesn't get the home just because Grandpa died and she's on Title II. Idaho doesn't work that way. It doesn't automatically go to the surviving spouse on the property.
Now, Denise, if somebody just wants to know whether their home is owned free and clear, or if there's anybody with any liens against that whatsoever, can they just contact you? And is this something they can just do on their own, even if they're not selling their house? Can they just find out what the status is of that of their home?
They're welcome to give us a call and see what the most recent warranty deed read as far as ownership. But
would
if
they be able to
wanna
find
know,
out whether it was a lien or anything like that?
We could do, just quick look-see to see if there's a lender. But if they want to know if their property is free and clear and lien-free, they actually need to pay for a title search.
No, just like anybody else would.
Just like anybody else, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is plant time is what they call it. And so there is a charge for however long it takes us to do that.
And what does plant mean?
I know, it's an interesting term. The title plant is, like you go to, say in Pocatello, they've got Simplot, and that's called the plant. It's where things are made and stored, and so in the title plant, we have access to all of the copies of recorded documents. Years back, there's microfiche, involved in a lot of these things too. To present, so it's always building. Maybe that's why it's called a plant. It keeps growing.
Mm-hmm.
I had the opportunity. I went to real estate school in Boise, and there is a title company there that has all. It's one of these places, I think, a title plant, and they took us in to see all of the old documents, and it was pretty fascinating to have them pull out these old fragile documents from the 1800s,
right?
And we could see all the original drawings and plat maps and
beautiful penmanship.
Yes,
because it was all very neatly done.
Well, and all hand done too. They didn't
Right.
have computers, so everything was hand drawn, and it's pretty amazing. But there's not a lot of places like that where people can go anymore. I think unless you go to Boise, probably. I don't know if there's a place around that people could access these things or access them online somehow.
There's a really old title plant in town. But I'm not going to name names because I want you to think of AmeriTitle first. But there are some old records that are still in the old ledger books.
Yeah,
out there.
Sure. Well, Denise is with us here from AmeriTitle, and we're excited to have her here today. She's given us some great information on what the title company does for us. And
Denise, if somebody wanted to contact you, what's the best number to get a hold of you guys to get
our
this
Idaho
process
Falls
going?
office is 524-6600.
And then you also have an office up in Rexburg and Rigby as well, right?
We have a Rigby office that's fully staffed. Their number is 745-1090. And we have a closing office in Rexburg for Madison County transactions.
Okay, well, so you guys, you really do. You service the whole area around here, which it's really great. There's nothing worse than working with people who aren't efficient and don't help the process. And you guys have always been so great to help us with our transactions. And we always have a smooth closing, no hiccups. And we really do appreciate that. It does make a difference.
No, it's my pleasure. You guys are awesome to work with. You're
Thanks.
always on top of it and good to take direction if you're kind of falling behind. No, that never happens.
That never happens. Right.
Yeah.
Well, when we come back, we're going to visit with Denise just a little bit more. And if you need to get a hold of either one of us, like I said, this weekend, we're going to be able to take you out and show you some great houses. It's a beautiful, beautiful weekend to get out and look at some good homes. Give us a call at 403-DAVE. That's 403-3283. Or you can like us on Facebook at Real Estate Now. We have some great information on our blog that's just good information if you're thinking about buying a home or selling a home. We have some tips on gardening and getting your yard in shape. And we'll also have more information there on our blog about Denise O'Brien and AmeriTitle and some of the services that she talked about today. We'll have links on there for you to get in touch with them if you'd like to. So when we come back from the break, we'll have more with Denise.
Imagine how great it would feel to live without pain. Power strips from FG Express give you the power to move. Listed with the FDA as a Class 1 medical device, power strips are the all-natural alternative for the temporary relief of minor pain. Where does it hurt? Apply power strips directly to your skin for temporary pain relief. The outer layer consists of an elemental germanium that works like a prism to redirect your body's natural heat. The inner layer contains a gentle, exclusive blend of fermented Korean red ginseng, silver, and marine phytoplankton. For best results, apply a new power strip every day or two. Worn daily, power strips can also help to improve the look and feel of skin. Call 403-3980 to find out more about power strips. Take your life back and start enjoying your favorite activities again. Call 403-3980. Live free with power strips. That's 403-3980.
We've all met real estate agents like Trevor.
Hi, I'm Trevor. I'm going to try my best to sell your house for you, but it takes time, you know.
That's why they're all choosing us, Dave and Cyndi with Keller Williams Realty East Idaho, the largest real estate office in the entire region.
We have a strategic marketing presence that actually attracts thousands of home buyers. Plus, our home selling techniques get homes sold fast and for top dollar too. It's all bad news for Trevor.
My phone never rings. Maybe it's broken.
Call us directly at 403-DAVE. That's 403-3283.
Or visit us at our website at eastidahohomes.com.
When it comes to home loans, ever get the feeling that some banks don't care about your dream home? At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home loan experts are here to help you every step of the way. Along with listening to what you have to say, you'll enjoy a fast approval and closing with no fee and low cost options. And for a limited time, we're offering a free home warranty. So let's talk about home loans. Visit us at iccu.com. Equal housing lender. All loans OAC. Home loan warranty through Home Warranty of America. Expires September 30th, 2014.
For the latest in real estate, it's Dave and Cyndi with Real Estate Now.
Welcome back to Real Estate Now with Dave and Cyndi. Denise O'Brien from AmeriTitle is here with us today, and she's been filling us in on the role of a title company. And Denise, I know you had some things you wanted to talk about too.
I do. And actually, first of all, I'm going to do a big shout out to our general manager, Rich Hajek. He was just promoted to be the Assistant Vice President of AmeriTitle and Area Manager of AmeriTitle's East Idaho operations. So he'll be the General Manager of the Idaho Falls office, Rigby, Rexburg branches, along with overseeing Pocatello. So good job,
great.
Rich.
Yeah, do we have like applause? We can do a shout out to Rich. That's awesome. That's great.
Oh, and Ketchum. I forgot to add Ketchum. So he's
Does
going to be
Ketchum
covering.
include Sun Valley?
It does.
So if they
as a
want to
matter
go
of
and get
fact.
themselves a beautiful condo out there, then they're all set.
We've got some beautiful places here in this state. Idaho's such a great place to live. So, well, let's cut back to closing again, because I know we missed a few things. You were going to tell us about coming to closing. What do we need to remember when our clients come into closing?
Yeah, what do the buyers and sellers need to do?
Well, first off, I want to make sure that buyers know that in Idaho, it is your choice as far as which title company you get to have handle your closing. So remember AmeriTitle if you're out there buying a home. A lot of sellers, might have just refinanced their property, or maybe they just purchased it, and there is an owner's title insurance policy out there that's pretty new. If you sell it within 2 years of that title policy being issued, or you refinance within 2 years of that title policy being issued, that's again the owner's policy, there is actually a discount. And what a lot of people don't realize is that you do not have to go back to the title company that issued the title insurance policy initially. You can go to any title insurance or title company for that same credit. And then I also wanted to make sure that when you do come to our office to sign your documents for buying or selling, you do need to make sure you have a current government-issued photo ID with you. We can't accept expired licenses as ID because it's not considered a legal identification when it's expired. So
Cindy's
you
over
may
there
still
laughing
be
because
around, but you're
I'm
not
always
expired.
driving around with a driver's license.
Somebody got a
year
ticket
or so out of date.
out there and catch him coming back from Sun Valley this last year. I still have that, by the way. Your ticket that you got for having
it's
expired
been paid
license.
in full, but she still leaves it in the car just as a reminder.
It's just a reminder, dear.
Of my what? Idios. What is what?
I don't know the word of the week. What's your word of the week, Dave?
Idiosity. How about that one?
Well, I have a kind of a funny story about that too. My mother-in-law did not renew her driver's license for quite some time, and she ended up getting pulled over, and she was just totally stressed out. And when the policeman walked up to her window, she looked at him and she said, "Officer, I just want you to know I'm illegitimate." She was trying to say she was illegal. But anyway,
funny.
and the last point.
My excuse is I'm just waiting to get back down to my my weight that I was when I got the license last time. So
you'll have to dye your hair too, right?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Oh.
I have to grow some hair.
Okay, there's that too. The last thing I wanted to state too is if you have to bring money to your closing, whether you're selling or buying, bless your heart if you're selling and have to bring money, we do need to have collected funds. So that is either a cashier's check made payable to the title company, or we can get wiring instructions to you if it needs to be wired.
Okay, so no personal checks.
We try not to take personal checks at all.
Sheep,
How about cash?
pigs.
Goats?
No cash, no sheep, goats,
Potatoes.
maybe a beef.
It is Idaho after all.
Yeah.
Those potatoes are worth some money.
They are.
Yeah. Well, okay. So is there anything else that we're forgetting that maybe we should know about what the title company does for us, Denise?
I think the big thing is we want to make sure that you're able to exercise the rights of home ownership.
Okay. Well, you've given us such great information, and it's, like I said, you guys have always been so great to work with, and we love working with AmeriTitle, and
Thank you.
We will continue to do so. And I did like what you said, though, to point that out about the buyers. It is important to remember that if you are a buyer, you're out there looking for a home, you can choose your title company. And I know a lot of times agents will just automatically write a title company in the purchase and sale agreement. We do it because we like working with you guys. But if you've liked what you've heard today from Denise and you want to use AmeriTitle as the company of choice, you have the right to tell your realtor that that's who you would like to use for your closing and your transaction. So we hope you'll all do that. So
and Cindy, it really does. I joke about the fairy dust and how all the forms magically appear and everything's done, but when you have a good title company working for you, it does make the whole transaction go so much smoother. There's good communication. Both the buyer and the seller are in the loop, and they don't feel like they're, we talk about the mushroom treatment and be feeling like you're in the dark, and you don't feel that way. If you've got a good title company working there,
taking care of
things
you,
go smooth, and you get your transaction done. You don't want extra monkey wrenches getting thrown into the mix.
Right. Well, we thank you for being here today, Denise.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoyed having you.
Yeah, I hope you could go out and enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day weekend. No big plans, it sounded like. Just going to be...
Just yard work. We've neglected it for quite a while, and it's time to get down to it.
If you have extra time, we have extra weeds. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's just going to be covered by snow again next week anyway, right?
No. Well, actually,
we're trying to be
till
optimistic.
4th of July?
That's true. Yes, we have had snow in June before. It's hopefully not going to happen this year. So, but we too are going to get out and get our yard cleaned up. I think this weekend, put our kids to work, and it's a great time to be getting your house ready to be sold, and be thinking about. I know summer seems to be the hot time to sell a house because people don't like to move in the middle of the school year with kids, but really it is. The market is great. The interest rates are still great. There's buyers out there looking. We've seen some multiple offer situations coming in. Not all of the homes that we sell does that happen, but if you see a house that you like, I would suggest making an offer on it quickly because the market is really picking up. And so give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Even if you just have some questions, you'd like to talk to us, our phone number to get a hold of us is 403-DAVE. You'll see us driving around town in our little red Mini Cooper. You can stop and say hi. And visit us on our Facebook page as well at Real Estate Now. The last thing is our website. If you'd like to search the MLS, it's eastidahohomes.com. And all the information is there that you'll need. Thanks for joining us. Have a great Memorial Day weekend.
The content and bad jokes of this show are the sole opinion of Dave and Cyndi with Keller Williams Realty East Idaho.